Okay. All right. If you can see me, say hello. And as always, if you're on the replay, please say hello as well. I wanted to jump on here really quickly today for a short and sweet live session. So please say hello. I'd love to see you. All right. Okay. So I'm just gonna pop this on Instagram as well, just to make sure it's up there. But it's not gonna be saved. It's not gonna be saved live on Instagram. So if you want to watch the replay, please make sure you jump into the Siren Goddess Collective. It's a free Facebook group. That's where all the actions and the resources go down. It's gonna be amazing. All right, beautiful ones, welcome to March and welcome to how to detach from the outcome. How incredible it is to really detach from the outcome, right? And that's all we're gonna be talking about today. I wanted to come on here because there is this real pattern that I am witnessing of people who are feeling really scattered because what they tend to do, and I say this with all my love, is that they tend to find a way that they hope that can save them. I'm just gonna make sure I turn this music down a little bit so that Facebook doesn't kick me off or think that I'm having some copyright issues. Okay. Okay. All right. So, what I'm really observing is that there is this pattern in the wellness industry where we tend to really have so much information. There is like an influx of information, there's an overload of information. And what we do with the information is really the key to transformation. But what I'm realizing, and also coming from personal experience and working with clients and having worked with clients who at first felt like an alignment, but then it actually felt more like I was overgiving because I really wanted them to see the results quickly. I can tell you 100% that there is this unconscious urgency to create the outcome that we need. And that's not okay. That's really not okay. And I wanted to come on here to talk about this because when I see results, when I see transformation in my clients that happen super like high speed, is when they really decide to lead themselves first. And they decide to open themselves fully to whatever it takes to align themselves to the confidence that they want to feel, the love, the self-love, they want to, at first it's just all these very simple desires of really becoming a great mentor or just to feel peace with themselves and finally stop struggling and stop pretending and stop saying that it's okay when it's not. And that is the magic of the space that I create, because it's so different when you have a space like the lush transformative space that I have specifically designed, where you can really land and you can really speak your truth without having to be judged in any way that you've done something wrong. And it is so important for them to really get this. When my clients come to work with me, it's so important to the point where when we first have our session, I would always say that you have to open yourself to all possibilities. Because the moment you open yourself out to all possibilities, and when I say all possibilities, I mean really letting go of the outcome and letting go of how fast you want this to happen. That is when the results turn over really, really quickly. Because when we detach from the outcome, we are actually surrendering to a greater source of power that is beyond what our mind can really even comprehend. And that is so important. If we want to learn to train the mind, we have to understand that we have to first let go of control and decide that we are not the mind, because it is only the mind that is attached to the outcome. And yeah, sometimes it can be really scary, right? It can be really scary to say, gosh, like if I let go and I just let it fly, does that mean that some things will fall apart and I won't have any control over my life? Like these are all mind-made questions. And sometimes I don't even get it. Like, if we are so worked up in the head, and yet in your physical life, what you're actually seeing is nothing is really moving. Like everything is the same. Like every single day you're saying the same old thing, and you are scattering your energy across the board, from your mother to your father to your brother to your sister to the people on YouTube to the people on Instagram, people on Facebook, on TikTok, and there's nothing here for you to even feel content. May I ask you the question, like, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? How long are you going to wait till you start living? Because one thing I've really learned is that I don't ever want to sit in my victim soup forever, ever again. I just don't. And I always have a choice. I always do. When we're making a decision, like a decision to whether to invest in a mentorship or what would I want to create, like I need to make a choice right now to choose a way of living. I always believe that I would ask this question of like, what do I want to feel when I get there? How do I want to feel when I get there? Do I want to feel fulfilled, or do I want to feel like, okay, I've got there and I'm off to the next race. I'm off to chase after the next thing. Because I rest in such a deep peace now, because I'm devoted to something that I truly am here to hone. I'm here to make it better. I'm here to make myself better as a master, as a mentor, as a ceremonial keeper, as a student of the leaf. And that gives me a lot of joy and harmony and reverence and inner peace. As opposed to the days when I was trying to find like videos on YouTube to teach me to do this and do that. And then I saw another video and then that master teaches it differently. And then I'm like, oh, I like it this way. Maybe I'll try it this way. And then at the end of the day, I'm master of nothing, right? But that is the world that we live in today, because we are inundated with information. If you really want to, and I truly think you can, You can go on Master Google and Google for whatever you want to know, anything. But what I experienced myself when I did that, you know, was that I ended up more confused than I was at the beginning. I was like following this person, I was reading this person, and I was all over. I was just so fed up that I decided to really come back to the essence of the teachings of tea and realize that my business and myself, the way I live my life, are not separate. They are not. So why should I do my business differently from the way I live? It's nonsensical. So I decided I will run my business the way that I live the way of tea. And I can't tell you how differently I feel than I was when I wasn't. Because I've learned that I can detach from the outcome, and that when I work on myself, when I am truly centered and I'm authentic, I am here, I am a force field. And the most important thing is, I truly believe that I am walking the talk when I am devoted to one path. One path. And this is why my clients who are here with me for more than just the 3 months of immersion, they're with me like 1 freaking year. They are up leveling like never before. They're different because they're following this path with devotion. It's a different energy. It's an energy of saying, all right, I am doing this. I'm not going to be distracted by all the different shiny things out there. And I'm going to devote myself to this path because I believe in myself. And this mentor, I love her. I'm going to work with her because I know I can learn so much from her. But this is the thing that I'm seeing so often, is that we tend to sign up for things. We ride on the wave of a mentor, and then after that we end up hating that mentor because we think, well, I didn't really see the results during the program. But the results are, they are manifolds. It just keeps giving. And so, yes, I can speak about the instant transformation you can get in the container when you work with me, but I am more interested in speaking to you about the ripple effects in your life when you do devote yourself to this path of aligning yourself to stillness so that you can live in an embodied way. Embodiment. Listen carefully when I say embodiment. Not having your ideas and your dreams and your visions floating out there in the ether, but actually learning how to train the mind so that you can bring it down, hone it, sharpen it with intention, and actually project that out as the director of your life. Project that out as your reality. How does that happen? Learn to train the mind. Train the mind so that it understands that it is the steward of your soul. It is here to serve the soul. You, my friend, are the soul. If you can just have a glimpse into my world, seriously, beautiful women, like if you could take a moment and ask my clients, like they are absolutely tapping into the cosmos when they're working with me, when they're in an activation ceremony with me. But we also have the very human element where we really talk about, okay, what's happening in your daily life? How are you managing this? How are you feeling about that? Because alchemy, all the grand words we throw around, transformation, alchemy, it can only happen when we truly get down to feeling what's going on in our bodies. No more suppressing our emotions, saying that we're not allowed because I'm the master. Well, I was the master of this, guys. I was so good at numbing my emotions and suppressing my emotions to the point where I couldn't even tell you what I was feeling. Like I remember when I was like maybe 15 years old, I was going through, I had this huge major examination, like all 15-year-olds have to take in Malaysia. And I went into the examination hall to pick up my results, and I had really shitty, really bad results, guys, like seriously. And I remember picking up that result and I couldn't even feel anything. Like that was just the story of my life for the longest time. Like I would have breakups and I would have people disappointing me, scolding me. I would have done like things that felt like a humongous mistake. But at the moment, in that moment, I wouldn't be able to feel anything. I would just be like, oh, I'm okay. I don't feel anything. And then a couple of days later, shit hits the fan. I would just feel so horrified and like, oh my God, this is the emotions that are coming through. And then I get so frustrated at feeling sad. I would get frustrated at feeling angry. And it just keeps compounding to the point where I get so stuck in self-hate because I hated myself for feeling that way. And on and on and on it goes. And then you just learn to cope, right? Your brain, your mind is fried. Like it's like, we need to cope with this, otherwise her nervous system is going to break down. And so you learn to numb yourself. For me, my way out was starving myself. I went through anorexia for many years. And feeling hunger was my way of at least reminding myself that I was still alive in some ways, right? So I don't want you to ever have to go through something like that, even if it's not anorexia. It's something that is a coping mechanism. And we all have to be so clear about why we are here. And if we are here to lead others, we have to first and foremost lead ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves and ask ourselves, are we playing freaking small? Are we trying to hide our emotions or hide our bigness, to hide our magnificence away so that other people will feel better and they won't feel so shocked and surprised, or we wouldn't take their limelight when we step up to the plate fully? Like these are things you will learn when you're working with me. It's like, when is the time that I lead, and when is the time when I can be a leader who steps back and let her people shine? These are really common human, things that we deal with, and it's absolutely okay to navigate these things. But make no mistake, to navigate these things, we have to go inward first. Involution for evolution. If your core, if your vortex of stillness within is wobbly, no matter what you say about yourself, no matter what you call yourself, you can call yourself a queen, a priestess, whatever it is, you will still not emanate the magnetism and the presence that would make someone want to pay and work with you. Period. And also, by the way, if you are thinking in terms of relationships with other people, if you're finding yourself being disrespected in some ways, I urge you to really, I invite you to turn inward and ask yourself, what is it about yourself that you are disrespecting yourself? I say this with real compassion and love because I've been there. I found myself in a relationship that I was never really respected. Like if I ever voiced out what I wanted, like I would always be brought down. And I used to think like, oh, they don't understand me, they don't see my vision. And oh my God, like, I'm such a victim. Let's just put it that way. But when I started to do the work on myself, because I was just like, I'm done with this. I'm done with putting the responsibility of feeling good on other people. I just want that to be my own responsibility. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And I work on myself. I work on myself every single day. I devote myself to this path. I invest in myself. I work with mentors and teachers and masters. I want to feel really, really, really like there is an endless stream of knowledge and power and energy that I can embody. And so I realized that if I want to be respected, I have to first and foremost respect myself. So I can't go back on my own word. I can't say I want to do that, but wait a minute, I'm not going to do that. Or maybe I ghost them. I can't do that. I have to respect my own word. I have to respect myself first before anyone else can respect me. I have to believe I am worth that much of money before I can say to someone else, please pay me that money. So I'm fiery today because there's a good reason why I'm fiery today, because I'm just so done with seeing people just scattering their energy all across the board. Like, what do you want? And devote yourself to the path. Stay the course. And then really, you've done everything. And I really mean you've done everything and you really feel like that's it, I'm done. Trust me, you will actually feel that you have taken something away anyway. You're not victimizing yourself. You're not putting your responsibility on something else, saying that it didn't work because they did that. Trust me, even with mentors I worked with that didn't work, quote unquote, I took away a lot from them too. I learned that I didn't want to be in that space. I learned that I didn't want to work in that way. I learned that there are certain things that are not for me. And I learned how to build a brand today because I knew that these things are not for me. And I start to work with people that are for me. So we want to start to come from the abundant mindset of like, we never missed anything. But at the same time, understanding that if we wait, we're just going to keep stagnating. And what happens to a physical body that stagnates? You get ill, you get sick, you self-sabotage, your mental space is not healthy, and you become resentful. You become so resentful. And I'm calling out to all of you today because I really want you to believe in your ability. I want you to see that you are so magical. You are an incredible person, a beautiful cosmic being. You're here to do great things. And if it takes just one step forward, take that step because you will realize that your mind it didn't win this time. You didn't die from taking that step. And your mind will continue to observe that, oh, actually, that feels pretty good. Let's do more of that. And until you actually say, okay, I've decided I'm going to train my mind to be laser focused on creating a life that I desire, hit me up because I'm here. I've got the space for this. I'm trained. I'm here to guard and guide you into a place where you play with the great mystery of life. There is so much limitless potential out there that you haven't even tapped into yet. And I'm really saying stop sitting on your tush and waiting and waiting and waiting, because divine timing is basically you becoming a vibrational match for what you desire. That's all that is. It really is that. And how do you become a vibrational match? You raise your vibration. How do you raise your vibration? You clear out the subconscious bullshit and you start to fill up the space with light, with spectacular energy that is here to support you to do the work that you're here to do, to support you to live on purpose in the authentic power that you already have within you. You just have to activate that. And no, it's not a fix it, quick fix it in 30 days kind of thing. It's a path of great devotion. But what I want to let you know is that it's a path that you get to learn all these beautiful things about yourself that you embody. And because you embody that, you carry that with you for your entire life. You keep evolving from inside, not based on what's going on in your circumstances. I mean, aren't you sick and tired of that? Scattering your energy on everyone, everything around you. What about being here? How does it feel in my body? How does this feel? How does this purpose fire me up? Can I stay the course no matter what? Who am I as a leader? Who am I as a woman? How magical I am, how miraculous that I am here. That is who you are. So, this is my spiel for today. I really just want you to know that. Stop wasting your time scattering your energy all across the board. Invest in yourself. My mentorship is epic. It creates astronomical results. I'm not gonna lie. It requires you to have the openness for alchemy, complete openness to be ready to rise, to be ready to do the work, to embody the vortex of stillness within you, because there is stability in stillness. When you take actions from stability, your actions are steady and they're aligned. That's when you stop wasting time going around in circles and scattering your energy. Okay? Be in this vortex and experience the amount of magic that you really are made of. And it all starts within you. It all starts within you. Isn't that incredible? That's the great news. It's not outside of you, it's here. Come home. Come home within. So I'm so incredibly excited for March because I'm coming home. I'm here for it. My mentorship at Mysteries Gate is a 1 year immersion. It's an experience. Yes, Tantric Water Priestess. Yes. Oh my God, yes. And I also have a 1-to-1 Siren Goddess immersion. I'm opening up some space for my 3-month and 4-month immersions. Um, it's a place for real self mastery. You know, when you master yourself, your life force is magnetic AF. And then everything else will be flowing like the watercourse way. It flows and you learn how to swim with it. That's all life is all about, beautiful ones. It's not meant to be complicated. Business, relationships, they are the same. Master yourself first. And I'm here for it. DM me or go to the link in my bio, apply, get in ASAP. Let's do this work. Okay? Sending you big kisses. And if you haven't signed up for my free workshop yet, shout out for the multidimensional woman, you're very welcome to do that as well. I'll see you very soon, and so much blessings to all of you. Sending you beautiful ones, all my love.